Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you over to Water Your Soil. So before I get into this video, I would like to say, if you're new around here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule, that's for you to verify everything that you learn, whether it's here on this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule of life. So getting into the video, this video right here is going to be about some great news. In fact, it's the biggest news ever for Capital One. And it's saying that Capital One is putting Visa and MasterCard on notice, but this is the best news probably that Capital One has experienced. And I'm going to get into the article, but first, before I get into the article, in the last video, I gave advice to people who are considering becoming content creators or those who just started out with content creation, whether it's here on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever it may be. And my advice to them was to not go at their own speed and to limit watching other content creators. And I forgot to mention the third thing, so I'll mention that third thing in this video. The third piece of advice I have for you all is to not expect jealousy when you're building up your channel, but don't be surprised when it happens. And the jealousy can come from anywhere. It could come from family, it could come from friends, it could come from people who don't even know you, it could come from fellow content creators, it could come from anywhere, especially when your channel or your page or whatever you're doing starts to pick up traction. And I want you all to know that because some of you may not have been exposed to it from a content creation viewpoint. But it is something that you don't want to be surprised if it happens. It's part of it. Don't pay attention to the haters and the people who are jealous. That's their own issue. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. But I'm going to get into this credit card news because it's great news for Capital One. So the way how credit card news works around here is I'll read through the article. I leave the link to the article in the description box. That way you all can go and read it yourself after you're done over here on this video. But we're going to get right into it. All right, so let's go. All right, so this was posted on Yahoo Finance. And it says, Wall Street shocker. Capital One just declared war on Visa and MasterCard. And this was posted May 19th, 2025. It says, Capital One just closed this $35 billion acquisition of Discover, setting up what could be one of the most disruptive moves in the U.S. payments industry in years. The deal officially passed regulatory hurdles in April and finalized in May, a rare feat in today's tighter antitrust climate. Why now? Discover was in a rough patch, a CEO exit, compliance problems, and a 62% earnings collapse. Capital One pounced. With the takeover, it becomes the largest U.S. credit card lender by loan volume, leapfrogging JP Morgan and Citi, and gains something far more strategic, its own payment rails. That's where things get interesting. Instead of relying on Visa and MasterCard to process transactions, Capital One now controls Discover's entire payment ecosystem, including Post and Diners Club. Management is aiming to shift more than 25 million customers and $175 billion in annual card spend to the Discover network. That kind of scale gives Capital One leverage to renegotiate the rules of the game, cutting out intermediaries and taking a shot at what's long felt untouchable, Visa and MasterCard's grip on merchant payments. If the rollout is smooth, this could be the beginning of a long-term structural shift in how credit card economics work in the U.S. And there's more to the playbook. Discover brings a sticky base of loyal prime customers, a different crowd from Capital One's subprime roots. Fairbank, Capital One's founder CEO, says the Discover brand stays and he's eyeing growth, not replacement. That means coexistence, at least for now. Meanwhile, premium offerings, airport lounges, and cashback perks are all in motion. For investors, the real story isn't about card volume, it's about Capital One becoming vertically integrated, controlling both the issuance and the rails. That could unlock margin expansion, competitive pressure, and maybe, just maybe, a crack in the duopoly's armor. As you can see from the article, Capital One, they took over Discover and they're going to use Discover's payment network, which is Post and Diners Club. One interesting thing from the article, they said Discover remains the same for now. and they emphasize that for now. And I know a lot of people are loyal to Discover. As I always told people on this channel, Discover really set it off for me and my credit card journey with the Discover It Secure credit card. And that card set me up basically for 10 years of success with credit cards and with credit scores. So I'm very appreciative of that. And one thing that I always admired about Discover is the customer service. And I'm sure a lot of other people admire that as well, as mentioned in the article, that Discover has a loyal fan base that's also going to be joining. One thing that they did mention is airport lounges, and I'm curious to see what they do because Discover currently doesn't have access to airport lounges. So I'm definitely going to be looking out for that to see what goes on in regard to airport lounges. But they said it won't be any changes yet. But I believe in the future we will be seeing more of a merger as far as credit cards, because you really have two different customer base. Discover's customer base really isn't as subprime as Capital One's is. So you have those two customer bases, two different banks, but they're merging and they're going to be on Discover's payment. And this is something that we want to keep an eye on over the next 2 to 3 years, because the article is kind of hinting that it may be some changes happening. As a Discover card holder myself, I hope there are no major changes happening, because as I stated, the Discover card has been good to me. Their customer service has been good to me. I often hear complaints about Capital One. So I'm really hoping that things stay the same. But according to this article and according to what the spokesperson from Capital One stated, it's a possibility things may not stay the same. So we'll see. Hopefully this merger benefits all customers, not just customers from Capital One or customers from Discover, but all customers who are with both banks. But like I stated, this is a big move for Capital One, and it helps them become a power player in this credit card game. Now, me personally, in regard to the merger, I'm indifferent, but I want to know how you all feel. Leave your comments below now that it's official, because a few weeks ago I did a video on how it was close to being approved, but it's now official. The merger is official. So let me know below in the comment section how you feel about this merger, whether you're with Capital One, Discover, or neither. Let me know how you feel about this and where you think things are headed with both Discover and Capital One. I'm curious to know from you all, but I wanted to put this news out there. It's great news for Capital One, but in regard to Discover, you see that the article stated that they were in some financial trouble, so Capital One came and basically rescued them. I know a lot of Discover customers probably wish another bank came by and rescued them, but it was Capital One, so we'll see how things go and where things go. But I do have a poll, an active poll right now that I want you all to take part in. It's on the homepage of this Water Your Soil channel. What you do is you click on my profile picture. It's going to take you to the homepage. Once you're on the homepage, you're going to scroll over to the post section. Once you see the post section, you'll see my polls. Please take part in the latest poll as well as the other polls that I have as well. But I just wanted to break this news and let you all know what's going on. The merger is official. Capital One has now merged with Discover. But if you're new here and you're feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video, because I post often. That's clicking on that bell that you see and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you, my subscribers included. Be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second. That's your way of letting the algorithm know you support this video and this channel. I appreciate every single one of you for stopping by. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. What's going on? This is Nell from Water Your Soil. So as someone who went from a 549 credit score all the way up to the 800s, I decided to share the same information that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. This book is titled Strategies to Master Credit. I put everything in this book, everything that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. All of the information is in this book. So I want you all to purchase this book. A lot of you have already purchased it, but it's available currently right now on Amazon.com and also MasterCreditBook.com. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. You want this book. It has all the information needed in order for you to go from poor credit to excellent credit, or just simply maintain your good or excellent credit score. So get the book ASAP. And if you want something more in depth, you could take the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. It's more in depth. There are actually chapters in this course, and it walks you through basically how FICO credit scores come about and how they're determined. And really, once you learn how FICO scores come about and the concept of credit scores, then you're pretty much on your way to either going from poor credit to good credit, or just maintaining a good or excellent credit score. So if you want something more in depth, I have the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. All right.